guys, welcome back to another episode of She Said What? Where we do away with limiting beliefs one podcast at a time, and we master life with confidence. And guess what? We are in our second season, and we're talking all things beauty, okay? So the beauty industry is my favorite because that's the industry I live in. Since birth, I came out into the beauty industry. So, as you know, we have a special guest. And she's so special to me because she is mine. Twin, where have you been?
Nobody knows me like you do.
No.
Nobody gonna love me quite like you
Can't even. I forgot it.
My twin.
Yeah. Where have you been? Finally.
I'm here.
Finally.
Thanks, girl.
It's Brooklyn with 2 N's, honey. And it's a little hot in here. I'm sorry for the fan.
We are turning up the heat.
We are.
I'm fitting the occasion.
Friend, listen. Look at these are flames, y'all. Don't get it twisted. These are not flowers. These are flames.
These are flames. I had to come dressed to impress for the best because she said,
What?
I'm here. We're turning up the heat.
I love it. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about my friend Brooklyn with 2 N's. So I found her on Instagram, randomly scrolling. It's like my algorithm knows what I like. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I'm so attracted to confident women. Like, I'm very intrigued by, you know, things that like interest me that I see myself in. I kind of mirror my friends. And so I don't know why, but the content you put out, I was like, I like this girl, and I feel like we would be something together. So I think I just randomly reached out to you. I can't remember like exactly how it went, but yeah, we vibed since then.
It was always a liking war. It was like, you liked me, I liked you, and then the rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah. She styled me for New York Fashion Week. I'll probably throw in a little clip. Amazing. It was like our combo, like I was dead in the head because I was so nervous, and I was like, I'm gonna just reach out because I feel like she would understand me.
Thanks, girl.
And I gave her a vision. She took it away, blew it away, and we made magic.
The streets, the photographer, the paparazzis were like, who are you?
Stop.
I said, shout out, call me. It was a great look. Yes. What I love about you is that you take risks. 2, she is a sister after my own heart. We love the details. The details matter.
Yeah.
In the outfit, that's really what shows your personality. And I think that that's why you and I kind of married so well with our fashion. We're like-minded women, you know. We want to inspire, we want to create, but we also want to take risks.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
You sum me up. Yeah, see, she knows me. And I know Brooklyn with 2 N's, but you guys don't know her. So I want her to kind of tell, you know, a little bit about herself. So go ahead and give the people what they want.
So I'm Brooklyn, your fashionista fairy godmother. Also, lazy eye. Hold on, let's get a moment for this. So yes. I am a stylist here in Houston, and I wanted to give my clients a little piece of me. So I said, why don't I marry my 2 alter egos, the Brooke and the Lynn, and we created Lazy Eye, the eyewear.
I
love
that.
This is one of my styles. It's one of my favorites. You know, you can wear it on the nose, you can wear it on the eyebrow, so it goes from day to night. And then this one really kind of spices up any looks. It's very daring. It's very loud. But this is the Lynn. She's really sassy. She comes to play.
Look at that.
Do you like it?
It's a vibe. I like that with that.
Thank you.
Honestly, both of them goes with that outfit.
They go. So
that one pops.
This one is a pop. It's definitely like if you are a office siren. Okay, wear this in the office. Your boss is giving you a raise immediately. Yeah. You are the office siren in the lens.
Yeah.
But a little bit about me is I actually started in the hospitality industry. That's where I thought my career would be. I thought I would, you know, one day be a GM of a hotel. I worked for the St. Regis, so I understood luxury. and the attention to detail at a very, very young age.
Oh,
It
I
became
love
this
that.
very like bespoke culture. So like I said, the details are really what makes luxury, fine dining, finer experiences. But how the fashion started is I actually was a butler. I would steam people's clothes and shine their shoes,
Oh
and
my
nobody knows that.
God.
So, yes, I started that in Atlanta. Growing up, I'm originally from Canada. Not a lot of people know
Oh
that.
wow. So
Yes.
Canada to Atlanta?
Canada to Houston to Dallas to Atlanta.
Okay.
So my dad brought us here to the States, and I didn't realize how big college is. In Canada, you kind of just you're going with the wind a little
Yeah.
bit. So I didn't understand that. What sorority you're going to, what college you're going to is a big thing here in Texas
Yeah.
specifically. So it was definitely a eye-opening experience, and I got deflated. I was like, I'm not going to college. So what am I going to do? I love taking care of people. I'm a type of person where I want to work. I want to really do like the nitty-gritty because that's what fills me up. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. So I told my dad, I was like, listen, hospitality is where I want to be. This is my path. This is what I
Yeah.
want to do. And he said, okay, well, if you're not going to go to school, then what are you going to do? And I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to work for the St. Regis. And that is where I'm going to start. So I ended up getting an opportunity in Atlanta. Moved over there, started off as the telephone operator. Hello, hello. Yes, me. My sexy voice. Welcome to the St. Regis. How may I help you? How may I direct your call? So let's just say
Yes.
my telephone voice got me to the next stage of my career.
Okay.
So then from there, I got the opportunity and became a butler. So within the hotel industry, if you book a suite, you get a butler. So I was a butler to my guests.
Oh, I love
And
that.
that's how kind of the 2-3 years of my career started. Then I moved back to Houston. Things grew and evolved, and I met a bunch of people, and my career spiked, and we did all that. And then COVID hit, and I said, what else am I supposed to do? So fashion. This is how fashion started.
Oh, okay.
So I would see these beautiful, bespoke, elegant women come into the hotel. I'd be so envious. I'd be like, oh my gosh. But it was where it started, of touching the material, seeing what different women wear, the way that certain garments fit you. Don't steam silk. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, no.
I had a lot of hiccups in my career,
Yeah.
Shout out to all the people that I disappointed with my steaming abilities. But once that journey of me doing hospitality kind of hit its tier, I saw a problem, and I was like, I'm going to be the solution, and that is within women. Is they don't necessarily understand their style, what they like, what fits their body type, what fits their lifestyle, most importantly.
Yeah.
You're not wearing a skin tight dress to go to the grocery store or pick up your kids or
Right.
stuff like that.
Maybe
So,
me. No.
I mean, I would. But that's kind of where I started. But I'm really excited to be here to, talk about where you and I both are going,
Yeah.
separately in our careers, what we aspire to do, what really drives us, and, what keeps us going at the end of the day. We're very
Yes.
like-minded individuals that really want to take a little piece of us and give it to the people that, we meet, that we style, that we want to work with, that, we want to be friends with, we want to
Yeah.
love,
I
So,
love this. The entrepreneurial journey is so funny to me because I've interviewed quite a bit of people,
yeah.
and the similarity that I've gotten from each person is they chose happiness. And I feel like everyone, especially entrepreneurs, we kind of shake the societal journey of where you're supposed to go. And people don't understand that it's so important tradesmanship. So like you, I started off in college. It just wasn't for me. I was like hustler mindset. I was just on a different page. So I ended up dropping out of college as well. It was like overwhelming for me
Twin,
too.
where have you been?
Moment. A moment.
I know.
I was like, fuck this campus.
I
Honestly,
know.
like, gotta get out of here.
Sorority girls?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've actually always wanted to be in a sorority, but
No.
I could not with the college sorority. That was a whole nother conversation. But the way you jumped out of, going to college and having that mindset to you even knowing what you wanted to do, because that's kind of hard. You said, this is what I'm going to do, and you did it. And the fact that you chose something in service makes me like so happy to my core, because knowing that you are a woman of purpose, and I feel like women of purpose are very servitude based, and to get outside of your ego, which is a hard thing to do when you're an
So
entrepreneur, because you have to have a certain level.
Yeah.
But I feel like growing through my entrepreneurship journey, I've understand how to use my ego as a tool, not to let my ego use me. And I feel like that's where a lot of people mix it up and
so
have
well
such a hard time, especially like with imposter syndrome. Use your ego. Like, ego is good, but understanding and having humility to say, I have a solution to a problem, and I'm here for people. We're all here to help each other. We have a gift and a purpose on our lives, and I see it. I see it when I first like saw you even on Instagram. So I'm just happy for you, and just knowing that it took you through that journey is just like, damn, I was right about you, for you to say, I was a butler. I helped these women, which people don't know. Like, people that have like a high and fast lifestyle, those small things like having a butler, having a maid, having someone to help you matters so much. So the fact that you gave back and now you're where you're at today and you're looking amazing doing it, and you're just helping
Maybe
women.
I'll go back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go back to the St. Regis and get a suite. No,
Listen, don't go back.
No.
We don't go back. We
No,
move
my
forward.
favorite though, I always told myself, my favorite quote is, small hinges swing big doors. The small details matter. And I think, just everyone in general, you think that you're meant to do something, and then life smacks you in the face. And it says, this is not what we're doing. And, as you evolve, as you grow, we're so hard on ourselves, most importantly.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big pill to swallow, because I thought I was going to do one thing, and here I am. And in order to be an entrepreneur, it is high risk, but the high reward is even greater.
Yeah.
It does take so much time, so much hard work. Like, I wish you could see the bags under my eyes. I love my concealer, hashtag Patrick Ta.
Yes.
But
we haven't got her in S.H.E yet, that's why.
it's coming soon. But it's really a mindset that you have to be kind to yourself, because we were talking about this before we were filming. What we thought we were going to do, God has a whole different path for us, and you have to be open to it. You have to be a sponge, and you have to absorb. And the point that you touch on ego, like, you should use it, but you also have to have that humility side of, this is what got me to this point, but also remembering the grit, the grain, the sweat, the tears, to stay grounded to it, and that's why I think you and I have built such a strong rapport and foundation just from social media, because you can see things in others that necessarily they can't see in themselves, which is the hard work, the determination. You and I, we don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just the frequency, the energy that we give off,
I totally agree. So this is a new venture for you, Lazy Eyewear, and I know you've been servicing clients for a while now. So tell me, what does the future Brooklyn with 2 N's look like? And I'll say, I won't even do 5. I'll say just in 3 years. Like, where do you see yourself?
In 3 years, wow. Wow.
Yeah, you took it there.
I'm getting nervous. Yes.
Yes.
3 years. I would say, Lazy Eye will take off
Yeah.
officially. We will have our official launch, I think, in 2 to 3 months. It's a
Okay.
little piece of me. But my goal is really taking styling to a next level where it's not taking what you see and what, you're seeing online or shopping.
Yeah.
I really think that the next venture of shopping, styling, everything is having a personal stylist. And I think in 2 to 3 years, not necessarily me, but the world is going to be open to that. And it's not a negative thing where you have to have money. You have to
Yeah.
have, a certain amount of money in your bank account to have a stylist because, most recently, I went on a trip. I walked into a store and I was highly offended because, I wanted to try on a piece and they looked at me like I owe them to buy this piece, like I was wasting their time.
No.
And it's been a common thing that has happened to me, my clients. Think about it. You go into a store
Yeah.
and it's the expectation of if you're here to buy.
Yeah.
And style is to try things on, to try.
Trial and error.
Correct. And so, in my next 2 to 3 years, really educating women of how to shop, to have a personal stylist, but really also teaching about, like we talked about, dopamine dressing. Dressing for
Hello.
yourself, finding
Yes.
pieces that make you happy. Not necessarily everything has to match. But it's how you put things together, how you wear them is really, I think, the most important thing about styling.
Yes,
So,
I agree. I love that you brought that point up because in my book I wrote about dopamine. I'm so fascinated with the brain and how it kind of shapes your reality. What you put on really sets the tone for your day, for your future, and everything. Colors, patterns really kind of mess with your psyche, and dopamine dressing can
Yes.
really help you get through that day because when you look good, you feel good, and you produce even better. So I love that you said that. And the thing about your style, Brooklyn, that I love personally, and that's what inspired the look today, is that it don't make sense.
No.
It's like it doesn't technically make sense, but it works so well. Like lace, like you'll put a lace with like khaki. It's like that don't make sense,
But it's layering.
It's beautiful.
It's layering. Like, for example, right now I have cheetah shoes on with a flame dress and a peacock ring.
and it works. Do you see?
I mean, but, and that's the thing about especially styling and stuff.
Yeah.
People think that it has to be one iconic piece. How you look your most luxurious self, your most personality self, I should say, to show, we talked about this. Your outfit is the first thing that people see before your great personality, the great things that you have to say. And that is, it takes, what is it, 20 times to change your first impression.
You just get it right the first time.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you have 3
I
seconds
don't have
to
20
do that.
times, okay?
Yeah.
I barely even have 20 outfits, just kidding. I have that and
We
more.
have all too many.
Right? So I think, what were we talking about?
But yeah, that makes sense. Only because you were saying like your outfit is what makes people, see you. That's how they judge. Humans judge. It's like a natural thing.
It's a
natural
thing.
human instinct.
Yep.
And how you dress is your book cover. We're all just going through life, writing our books, writing our journey. And what does your book cover look like? Because it matters. I'm not going to pick it up if it's
Ridiculous.
raggedy.
This would be my book cover.
This is her book cover. Like,
Slay.
wouldn't you buy that? I would. 20 copies. Signed.
It would be a great coffee book table.
It would. Yeah. Like, I love it.
Thanks.
Speaking of books and coffee tables, weren't you you dabbled in interior design, I think we talked about?
A little bit of interior design. So I have a great mentor, Lucinda Loya, actually. So she took me under her wing. She's a phenomenal interior designer here in Houston. And I ran her social media for a little bit. And the way her and I are very similar as well. We like to layer. We like things that are different. And she really opened a different world to me and the way that she sees things. And I think, as we evolve, we get older, us as women, we always think like, okay, what can we learn or what can we instill in ourselves. It's being open to like seeing different perspectives, seeing the ways that other people look at things. And I was a sponge. I absorbed so much, and I took, interior design is a wall and that, but I took that into my fashion aspect of what I see, the way that I layers, the colors that she would paint a room. I said, wait, that could be an outfit. And we don't notice that a lot of our daily life or the rooms that we spend our most time in, we really absorb, and that becomes our identity. With you love good monotones, earth tones. That's your calling. So I always, when I start styling people, my two favorite questions is, one, what is your everyday fragrance? Because that tells me a lot about them. And think about when you go to a spa, you kind of get a feel.
It sets the tone.
Correct. And what is your favorite space in your home, and what does it look like? So because that's naturally the colors that you're drawn to.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of I start, and it becomes like a domino effect. And then
I love that.
It ends up perfection.
It's every piece of your story kind of help you build and create the Brooklyn that you are today. Interior design like unlocked another creative aspect in how you style and how you put things together, and that's how you're able to effortlessly make things work because you got that piece. And I love the fact that you had a mentor, because I feel like that is the key to success in business, because you're always gonna, it's a roller coaster, but when you have those like core values and those teachings from someone that is in a place that you would like to be, that can introduce you to a different part of your career and different perspectives, that really helps. So I would say definitely, if you don't have one, get a mentor. And it could just be somebody that you admire, because you can always take away something and learn something from whatever you're doing. And interior design is not what you do, but it relates so much because it's still a creative art.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And I actually have 3 mentors, and I do always say,
turn it up.
I know, 3. But I always say, I think it's important though to have a man and a woman, because it's different perspectives.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of, I always jokingly say, I'm like, okay, Morgan Freeman, talk to me. What is my inner Morgan Freeman telling me? And, meeting with my mentors, I get perspective of both. And in this world, if you're not doing both, then something's lacking, So I do, it is a great tool to have, in work balance, home balance, and it's also refreshing to have that time, because so much is going on with our lives, to like have that 30 to 45 minutes to sit down with a mentor, to peel back the layers, talk to them, instead of, I'm a very visual and I like to listen. For me to sit down and read, and I can't do that. I have to be physically in front of someone to really get the full like
experience. Yeah,
correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's get a little bit kooky, but I kind of want to ask you some questions. If you were to have a superpower, what would you want your superpower to be?
I feel like Edna needs to come on.
Come on, Edna. Yeah.
Yes, darling, I'm here. Okay. Well, my superhero lovers.
Yeah.
I think if I were to have one, I think I would love to be invisible. Because listen, I know that
That's the introvert in her.
Yeah. Like, I know that we love a good glam, but the days that I want to rot in my sweats with my like pimple patches on.
Yeah.
Don't see me. No, but I think it would be cool to be invisible as well, too, because people show you one side
Their
of
mask,
them. Correct.
yeah.
The mask, it's, it is what
Yeah.
it is. But to really understand, like for me, styling, you say one thing, but what you do in your actions are...
Don't match.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and I think that would be, a good...
I think so, too. That would be really good.
I think it would be really, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know what I would choose. I think...
I would call that my luxury styling service, where I know you before... I know you better than you know yourself.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, girl, I've already seen you.
Right.
Don't worry.
Ooh, that would be cool.
And she's back. Hey, guys. Superhero is off.
Yes. I love that. So if you can give anyone that's watching today that is inspired by your story, that want to go against the grain and do something out of the box because they want to do what makes them happy, what advice could you leave them with?
Do it, girl, do it. I would say at the end of the day, life is going to come at you full speed. And if you take one crumb from this, I know that we're funny, we look fabulous. The one crumb is run into it. When life comes at you, run into it, run into the opportunities. You know, we were jokingly saying, we've been wanting to do this, sit down and do this podcast for a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, Mercury's in retrograde, I can't do this. But today it actually ends, funny enough.
Yeah.
Run into it, because I know, mark our words, you're watching this podcast, it's going to be something else after this. Every opportunity that I have ran backwards has not served me, but the opportunities that I've run forwards to has served me tremendously. And I always think, what could I have done if I were to run back and run through that door?
Oh, I love that.
So, and you know, in life, we think that we have so much time. We do have time, but time's ticking.
Yeah.
Like, get to work, just do it. We're perfectionists. We want everything. You know, when you put something out in the world, you want it to be perfect. And we have to be kind to ourselves to let go and to just do, because at the end of the day, no more throwing spaghetti at a wall. Let's just do it.
Just do
Whether it's floats or sinks, and be creative doing it. And don't let anyone else tell you your vision. Be open to it, absorb it. But remember that God gave you this journey. So run through that door. Remember who you are, and don't lose sight of your ideas, because it's making you get to the next point and chapter of your career or who you are.
Yeah.
So
I love that. So I know, like, as entrepreneurs, and I feel like we are leaders because we're inspiring someone out there. But sometimes I feel like when we are on the front row and we are giving advice and we're being like servitude, we don't kind of give back to ourselves. So what can you tell the audience out there today that you need them to do to help you out?
give me some more love, guys.
We like love.
We love love. No, I would say that just, you know, social media is such like a pro and a con at the same time.
We talked
like,
about that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a great tool to have, but you know, we talked about social media. It's such a mind-blowing thing because in my day-to-day life, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I can do. But in social media, if you don't have that following presence or those likes, it's like, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Am I not good enough? So it's such, you know, it's so crazy today because you see all these people, you see these things online, and what they are in person is definitely not what they are online.
Yeah.
So I'm like, imposter, imposter. I'm like,
the lies.
right? So it's so crazy. And you know, how I would love to give back is because, or to receive that love and that recognition is so crazy because, you know, who I am at my core is online off and online on.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, I'm not a knockoff. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
we're legit.
What you see is what you get, you know? So it's such a crazy thing in today's world. And, you know, I was talking, you know, you and I talked about this and with my girlfriend that you have to have that online presence. So it's holding me accountable, you know, for people that know me, this fashionable, this funny, this down-to-earth girl. It's crazy because what everyone knows is not what they're seeing because I hold that back. So
we're seeing it, honey.
Yes. So
don't let it fool you.
Right?
We see it.
So it's taking that time to say, okay, Brooklyn, in order for you to have that next step in other major cities and so people can see this because Houston can only give us so much, let's be honest. So holding myself accountable that social media is my next tool in getting my name out there to show women that, you know, the word stylist doesn't have a negative connotation. You don't have to have all this money. You know, we all started from somewhere. As you evolve, your bank account will evolve, your style will evolve. And I'm not the girl that's going to be in that store like, you owe me something.
Right.
No, I'm like, come to mama.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So just pretty much like reach out to her. Don't be afraid. She's loving. She can really pretty much help anyone. I've seen her clients and how she's transformed them, and from her transformation she gives, their money increase, their engagement increase. So she changed lives out there. So definitely reach out to Brooklyn. How can they find you?
So my handle is at Best Buy B because everything I do is at Best.
Yes, at Best Buy B.
Thanks.
Her name is Brooklyn with 2 N's. I just love saying that clearly because I've said that probably like 50 times.
I'm gonna change my last name from Brooklyn with 2 N's.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
just
it's gonna be. My open table reservation name. Oh, is this for Brooklyn with 2 N's?
Yes, that should be like,
I like
your
it.
thing.
I'm gonna start having all my friends say that.
I
Brooklyn
love
with
it.
2 N's.
I love it. So yes, this was so fun today. Thank you
you.
so much. Listen, this is not the end of us because we've already planned some iconic things to do together. I'm so glad to have you today. Twin, where have you been?
Let's close this out with like
a little karaoke
yeah,
sesh.
let me get close.
All right.
Come on. Wait,
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
should do it with the
With the
glasses.
mics. Yeah.
I think you need to have these ones on.
Yes, I own these, by the way.
You know,
Yes.
I think
Love them.
actually, hold on, back. Someone drove by your house and they sent me a photo.
My house?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And you were wearing those glasses.
What?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. And they were like, Brooklyn, I saw someone. Do you have a dog?
I live off the grid. Like, who was this?
I don't know, but they sent it to me and I was like, why does she look so familiar?
Wow.
Full circle.
Wow.
So I have my little fashionistas everywhere in Houston.
And I wear them, clearly, because someone...
I know you're walking your dog with them, I think, and they sent a photo. And I was like, that's such a look.
so funny.
That was like, okay,
Yes,
let's
love
have
it.
a moment.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. I feel like you had me, honey.
No.
We love you here.
All right, twin. Where have you
All
been?
right.
Okay, guys.
Twin.
Thanks for tuning in. We're so excited. You know, like all of our content that we have coming. It was really such a blessing to be here. I hope that you take a little crumb of whatever we had to say and use it in your everyday life because, listen, stay fashionable, stay fierce.
Stay.
Twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. Nobody gon' love me quite like you can't.
Even imagine every time I forgot it.
It's okay. We'll be back for a karaoke segment. Bye,
Bye.
guys.